Bubba Shout the podcast, and that's right, a show about country at its time.
Gentlemen, welcome to Bubba Shot the podcast. I hope y'all feel like a woman. First, the facts. Man! Exclamation point. I feel like a woman! Exclamation point. Is a song by the incomparable Shania Twain. It comes from her third studio album, Come On Over. It was written by Twain and her longtime collaborator, and at that time, husband, this is his name, Robert John Mutt Lang or Lange, who also produced the entire album. It came out in 1997. It was the 8th single from the album because the album was a country pop crossover. This one was held back because of some of the twang in it, and they were afraid, Shania was afraid that it would be too country to release in the beginning because she was determined to become essentially a Mariah Carey type figure with this album. I think she came very close to doing that. I'm not sure she completely accomplished it. The song got a Grammy, Best Female Country Vocal Performance, Best Country Song on the album Come On Over. That song, sorry, that's the name of the album and the song. It went number one. It was huge. The album was huge. It is I want to make sure I read this right. Best-selling country music album, best-selling studio album by a female act, best-selling album of the 90s, and the 9th best-selling album of the United States in history.
Unreal.
Is Come On Over. And this, arguably the most famous song from it, I would say, is the 8th single released. Guys, I really don't know where to begin. We've got a lot of stuff to go over today. Shania and Mutt, their story is wild. The song is great. We put out a little questionnaire that went very ravenly that I will get to. I guess first, let's start where we usually start. Let's go with the lyrics and just jump right in. The song opens kind of like a rap or something does, with almost like a call and response type thing. Yeah. Let's go, girls.
Yeah. It's
come on.
Like it's like a precursor to Beyonce type stuff. I feel like Beyonce been doing that. I watching the video on YouTube, in the comments, some lady commented, is one of the top comments, said, "Let's go, girls" is equivalent to Avengers Assemble. That's what I mean. Apparently, it's very effective as a call and response. You know,
I think so.
A bunch of women's together, and they hear that, they're going to start, hitting.
I mean, it sets the tone immediately. Boom, let's go, girls. There is no doubting that this song is about to be a female anthem. It's right there. Yeah. Boom.
And I just want to say, on a meta note, I believe, as we celebrated Black History Month with 4 weeks of George Strait, which hit. Now we're in Women's History Month for the second week, right, Drew?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And who better to discuss the ins and outs of a song like this than us four dudes? Dudes being bros.
Right. We're giving our perspective of 90s country. Our choices are don't cover it.
Right.
Or cover it as us.
I agree. What we're going to do.
We're going to do it.
It's for me. I'm all for it.
We are going to get to these lyrics, but since we paused there on that call and response type thing, one perspective, what am I trying to say? One aspect of the background of the song that I think is very interesting, says a lot about Shania. Now, this was a co-written song. A lot of people very cynically claimed in the past that Mutt did most of the work because we're going to get into his background and his bio. The man is a hitter.
Yeah, sure. 100%. I don't know. I don't remember the full detail, especially of their relationship, or know his full resume, but I know that it's extremely impressive. One final note on what we're just talking about, though. I pitched that in Asian Pacific Islander month, we kicked Tushar off for 4 weeks.
And then do George Strait.
Well, unless we go back to the pandemic and years start getting longer, we don't have one of those months, but we'll figure it out.
What? Which month?
Is there an Asian Pacific Islander month in
definitely.
America?
Now, do I know which month it is?
No.
I do not. Off the top of my head, but I know that, they got a month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's November. It's blocked in with Cyber Thursday or whatever.
There you go.
All right. Well, what I wanted to say is he has.
You think they were like, let's give November to the Indians, and then they got it mixed up, and they were like, oh, what? Not those. They can have June.
Maybe maybe it's more of like a overcorrection, like that great Gaffigan joke about seahorses and the men giving birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, let's give November to the Indians. Oh, you mean the month where we celebrate Thanksgiving when we actually slaughtered them but pretended we got along with them?
Right.
No, not those.
The other ones.
I mean, the other ones.
Yeah,
that's
what I meant.
November.
That's what I meant.
Okay, we can do that.
I just looked it up. May is Asia Pacific Island.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, so you didn't even know?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Why would he know?
I don't identify.
Let's get
with
back to
Pacific
Shania
Islanders.
Twain.
Okay, back to Shania.
Back to Shania. Mutt denied that entirely, and everyone working on the record denied that entirely. And with this song specifically, the title and thus the lyrics of the song were based on Twain's experience working at a resort in Huntsville, Ontario, where she was providing for her brothers and sisters after their parents died in a car crash.
I didn't know
when
that.
She worked
Shania
there,
Twain?
Shania Twain. While she worked there were a lot of drag performances throughout the summer, and she credits them as the source of her inspiration for this particular song, which is great because I've had at least 2 drag queens reach out to me in anticipation of this song being on Bubba this week, talking about how it's their go-to and how they've seen so many transcendent performances of it.
I've seen this performed in drag, and it was a fucking, I mean, it'd be hard to follow, buddy. Let me say that. The only way that it can be followed is by Lady Gaga.
Right. When they wrote the song, Shania is quoted as saying, "We had no time to waste on ideas that wouldn't make the album. We thought we were completely done. I wasn't going to add any more songs." And then Mutt, so funny, had a riff going on his guitar, and the lyrics and phrasing of the title just came out of me. And then from there, like I said, she was inspired by drag queens and they wrote it together. Now, that's me saying Shania absolutely had her hand in the album and the song and deserves credit for it. Part of the reason people used to wonder if she deserved credit for it is, of course, sexism and misogyny. Yeah, right. But the other part of the reason is Mr. Mutt has produced albums for or otherwise worked with AC/DC, Def Leppard, the Boomtown Rats, Foreigner, Michael Bolton, The Cars, Bryan Adams, Huey Lewis and the News, Billy Ocean, Celine Dion, Britney Spears, Maroon 5, Lady Gaga, Nickelback, and Muse. The man is a hitter of a producer.
So, he dabbles, in some low-key indie artist, it seems.
I also just because Shania Twain was a major crossover star in the 90s when, as we've discussed many times, the majority of country artists weren't writing their own songs. If you had asked me, was Shania Twain writing any of those, I would have said no.
For sure.
That would have been my assumption.
And no offense to her.
Right. Just because that's just how
I just assume none of them.
That's how mostly it worked. Yeah.
And I think this relationship, though, is more akin to, and maybe we can figure out, I haven't come up with anything yet. I know we can do this, though. This is Timbaland and Missy Elliott. That's the comp for me, where Mutt clearly brought her. This is her 3rd album. She was a bona fide country star. Her goal, stated out loud before they ever made the record, was to cross over, to become a Mariah Carey, to become an icon. And Mutt helped her do that as a world-class producer, but it's a more of a Missy Elliott, Timbaland combination here, not him just doing all the work and her being the face.
Yeah, and for the record, obviously that was successful because I remember seeing this video a ton, but never on CMT because I wasn't really watching CMT at this time. It was all, and not MTV either. I watched VH1. VH1 was still, they're another one of those companies that really did used to just do music, And this whole album, like I'm remembering all the songs on it, like VH1 number one, VH1 number one, and this one was. I just remember immediately recognizing this video because it's a parody of that one from the 80s by Robert
Palmer.
Yeah.
Addicted to Love.
Addicted to Love, right? That's it. And so, I mean, yeah, she achieved the goal of like, I saw all these, but not on any country shit, you know?
Well, that was after she had already crossed over. Let's get into the lyrics, then we'll get into the video, then we're going to circle back to all the things we've talked about so far. Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling all right. Gonna let it all hang out. Want to make some noise, really raise my voice. Yeah, I want to scream and shout. No inhibitions. Make no conditions. Get a little out of line. I ain't going to act politically correct. I only want to have a good time. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. I don't think you can make this song in country music in the 90s if you're not already a bona fide star who is openly trying to cross over. And I also think, though, that that's why she saved this for her 8th single. I don't think you can say all this in 90s and country music on your first single.
Right. Yeah, you need a little bit of grace, I guess, because it's not really written like a traditional country song. It's more written in like the hilted kind of rap bars, really, just line, line, line.
I think you need the grace. I also think you need to have crossed over on the pop charts, which she has done by this point in her career with this album, with the first 7 singles, a little bit to like feel comfortable with it. Like you put this out going, it may bomb on CMT. It may not get played on country radio. I don't need them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what happened, for the record. At first, country music radio did not want to play this song because they argued it wasn't a country song. Once it became such an undeniable hit, it kind of didn't matter. We've talked about that recently on Well Read with Lil Nas X. You know, if you make a hit, they kind of got to play you.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking while watching the video and, re-listening to it, of course, I mean, this song is ubiquitous. I know every word of it, but still watching it and re-listening to it right before we started, I thought it's like, it's definitely like a hybrid or a crossover type of jam. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that was the whole point of it, but I'm saying it's not like when you said at the beginning, they held it back because it had like too much, whatever you said about, they thought it had too much twang in it. I was like surprised to hear that, because when I was watching, I was like, this is when she was well into the stage of like,
twang
transitioning. Yeah.
Right. So great fact about that. I'm glad you brought that up. They pulled the twang out. Mutt reproduced it once the writing was on the wall that she had achieved her goal of beginning to cross over. He remixed it, pulled the twang back. I don't know how. I don't know if he had her come back in the studio. It wasn't clear from my research if that meant you come redo this take or I'm going to manipulate your voice or whatever, and made it more of a pop song before they put it out. And then also related to that, it is the lead song on the first edition of the album in the United States. So when you play the album, if you got the first edition in the United States, it's the first song. I may have this backwards. Maybe it was the A song then, and then when it got released internationally, now it's the lead song. So they were cognizant of this, and it was like they were playing both sides of the hand there a little bit, like hopefully this works. If it don't, well, this will be a country hit.
Right.
Well, it worked. Fuck it. This is a pop song.
What do you mean by twang? Is that in the music or in the actual singing?
It would mostly be in the singing,
both.
but you can put it in the music too with banjos. Banjos are considered twangy, and then there's certain ways to play guitar and steel pedal, which doesn't really apply to Shania's album as far as I remember. But just to answer your question, steel pedal is considered twangy.
How we talk is twangy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how we talk is twangy. I mean, the word twang.
Mm-hmm. Twang.
So it's like an onomatopoeia almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Twang.
Twang.
This is fun.
Awesome.
We should have We should have an ethnomusicologist on here. Did I say that academic thing correctly?
I don't know what it is, so sure you said it
It's
right.
like an anthropologist, but specifically for music.
Oh yeah, I'd be for that.
Yeah, they'd probably be boring. We're not even gonna have a woman on for this episode. Why have a doctor on for anything else?
Any of them?
Yeah.
No.
Well, let's
we
get
made
back
more
to
about
these.
just saying stuff that we think, not learning stuff that's true.
Yeah. Man, I feel like a papa. Let's go back to these lyrics. As Corey already alluded to, this is definitely rap bars more so than a country song. It's also right out of the gate making a specific stance. Now, at the time in interviews, what Shania would say about it, and this is I think this has to be very clever. I don't think anyone at her level is this dumb. But what she would say is, well, I just think the best thing about being a woman is that you're allowed to have fun and, like, you know, do whatever you want. And I like being looked at. I like being pretty. And I don't care if feminists disagree with me. Now, obviously, saying I don't care if feminists get mad at me for saying I'll do what I want belies no understanding of feminism.
Right. Yeah. And also, like, I don't know, the best thing about being a woman is that you're allowed to have that. It does, to me, especially at this time in the world, it doesn't seem like women have never really been allowed to have the same type of fun that boys and men do. So I'm happy that she has that mentality, but that doesn't really seem like something a woman would feel.
About it. I think it was a total political play or PR type play. This song, at least in the first verse, is very much about going out and doing whatever you want. There is an indication that means sexually.
Right.
Now, in the pop world, even in the 90s, that was fine. It was starting to be fine, and that was good and girl power. In country, you can't do that.
No.
So but what you can absolutely do in country, what we have been doing in country since at least the 60s, and will continue to do, is say, we don't give a shit what these elite coastal people think. We do it our way. And I feel like this was her saying, look, I realize some so-called feminists don't want me to look pretty when I go out at night, because that's not what women are supposed to do according to feminists. You're supposed to work and be a professional. But I like looking pretty and going out, which gets the country girls on her side. Yeah, fuck yeah. We like staying at home and going to church and being told what to do. And then we look pretty. It's like, again, she's playing both sides. I personally think it's on purpose and brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't fault her for it. I hope I didn't come off as that, but, you know.
Tusher, what do you think about that?
I mean,
Song's about whoredom.
It's about whoredom. I love it. It's about letting it free. I mean, it is certainly a marker of women's independence. I mean, the fact that you can get away with something like this, but the reason it's so awesome is because she's so goddamn hot.
I mean,
there it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, between her and Faith Hill, you're just like, wow. Like, I remember when I saw Shania Twain in a cover or album cover or something, I'm like, she is perfect.
That's a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. But yeah, this song was like, I was gonna say before you even mentioned it, it seems like a transsexual person's anthem. Like, it just makes a lot of sense, just the title itself. Also, like bachelorette parties or anything where women are trying to just have a good time. But more importantly, like when I was growing up, as you all know, wasn't in the weeds of country music. This song transcended all that, and mainly because of probably the radio airplay and because it kind of went to the masses, but also it's a catchy ass song where you can sing along with. You know, it's almost like a children's song. So it has all these elements of like hotness and freedom, this and that, but beyond all that, just the beat and the hook is so goddamn catchy.
Well, the hook is all her, and it's so catchy. The beat seemingly was mostly her ex-husband, Mutt's. And you go back to some of those artists I listed, Lady Gaga, Maroon 5, AC/DC, Def Leppard, Foreigner, The Cars, Huey Lewis and the News. This guy has a penchant, clearly, for big rhythmic, those things that work or whatever.
It sounds more Def Leppard than it does probably anything else, with the kick drum in the back and the
Maroon 5.
Yeah, for sure. But like I guess my point is, like, I could see people hearing this song that were not familiar with Shania Twain and it never crossing their mind, I'm listening to a country song right now.
Right. And we're going to hopefully eventually get into some of the other songs on this album because it is a monster of an album. You could say that about a lot of the songs. His goal was to cross her over, or her goal was to cross over. His goal musically was to help her achieve that. And he did. But yeah, you're touching on it. It was ubiquitous. Then it's still ubiquitous. I hear that riff all
the time,
and I know what it is.
All the time. It's all over TikTok. It's in commercials still. Like, that one's going to outlive her and everybody.
The first commercial that I remember, do you remember the Chevrolet truck commercial? It was meant to be ironic. Now, it's probably, if it's not offensive, it's creeping up to the line offensive at this day and age. But in the late 90s, it was in a Chevy truck commercial. And the whole joke was that these tough guys in the Chevy truck, they feel like women.
Uh-huh. I don't know if I remember that.
What was Chevy doing with that? You know what I mean? I'm saying in the 90s, if you're in the truck game, you're trying to sell. It's like the way you described it makes it sound like, hey,
oh, these gays sure make a lot of money, huh?
These dual incomes.
Well, first of all, pardon me, it was 2004. I don't know if that changed anything for you.
Right, I mean,
I don't know if that changed anything.
I feel like I'd need.
You know who else moves furniture a lot?
I just feel like usually truck commercials, they're like, yeah, you got a lot of room in here for shovels and hammers and stuff, and it's truck.
Need extra room for your dick
and your balls. Your big balls can fit in this truck. And
as I recall, that was sort of what they were trying to like play on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It was a group of guys in a truck, and the song comes on, and it was them all pretending not to know it around each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So it's just a joke. Like, yeah.
The whole thing was a joke.
Yeah. No, that hits. But
well, yeah. I mean, it's Chevy. They're not gonna make a bad commercial.
Yeah. Right.
I rock. All right. Well, let's get back to. Let's see. Should we go back to the lyrics? Let's bring up the music video. Let's talk about it. I'm going to do a screen share and not hit play on this, but show an image of the Robert Palmer video that Corey alluded to. Now here we have Palmer in his suit. This came out before. He did 2 of these. Addicted to Love is the direct comparison because it's black and white. What's his other hit? Simply Irresistible.
Yeah.
It had the same exact women doing this, basically the same exact thing, but the colors were like pink and bright colors, and he was in a full suit in that. But those were his 2 music videos. This one got very popular. Obviously, it was a huge song, and she's parodying it. Damn, I thought I had it pulled up. Let me just do it.
Wonder if they were just knocking it out on the same day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
bring some different colors for them, and we'll just line them up, knock it out back to back.
I did not find any evidence of that, but that's a funny theory. Maybe it is. Now you can see
he seems fiscally responsible, Robert Palmer.
Yeah,
for sure.
Are you seeing this? Let me pause it so we don't get in trouble.
Look at those fucking Jimmy Garoppolo motherfuckers back there.
Yeah, on the note of the gender, the gender bending thing, it does.
Yeah, right.
Tushar said 100% completely makes sense that this is a huge drag show song. Of course it is. But like they seem very self-aware about it, or maybe it's just because of the parody of the Robert Palmer video, or it's both or whatever. But it
had to be crossing their mind. Yeah.
These beefcakes, these hunks they got backing her up in this video.
Wearing makeup.
Very clearly wearing makeup, and they've got a little bit of androgyny going on, which is another ballsy move for even a crossover country song in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's hard to tell. To me, it's a which came first. It's a chicken egg question. It's did this director or whoever conceived of this video concept, did they say, let's parody Robert Palmer and then therefore let's put him in makeup? Oh, that works. It kind of has a double meaning. Or did they say, let's put hot dudes in makeup because, man, I feel like a woman. damn, you know what this is starting to look like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think there was a lot of conversations where like, hey, that's a feature, not a bug, because somebody was like, hey, it kind of looks like cross-dress and stuff, and it's like, listen, it's a crossover, like it's going to be big with these people, like I'm telling you, just like, yes, there's going to be the Jerry Falwells of the world who have a disagreement about this, but fuck them, we lost them a long time ago. Let it ride.
Did you find anything like that, Drew?
I didn't, and I think it's because they weren't
controversy.
They weren't watching music videos, is my theory, and they were fine with Shania singing about being a woman. And then it's like that thing where they didn't dive into the lyrics. You know what I mean? That's my theory on it. Because she doesn't say anything explicit. It's all hinted at.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. That's what you got.
Most people are idiots. So.
Well, it's hinted at in some ways. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into the chorus, which we haven't done.
Real quick. Is the subtext for the hunky gentleman in the background singing, is that even men feel like women? That's
kind of what we were just talking about. Like, is it that, or are they just trying to parody a video where he used women as background dancers because that's what men are allowed to do? So she's making a statement with the video. I, as a female performer, will simply have hot people in the background who clearly aren't an actual band. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Which is it? You know what I mean?
I think they just knew it was all open to interpretation, was going to get a lot of people talking, and that's buzz, baby.
Right. Let's get to these lyrics and talk about what y'all were just getting at. Go totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men's shirts, short skirts, really go wild. Yeah, doing it in style. Getting the action, feel the attraction. Color my hair, do what I dare. I want to be free. Yeah, to feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. Now you got the first verse going out, making noise, raise my voice. I'm not going to act politically correct. I'm getting out of line. You couple that with this one. I mean, it's a bit racy for a country music song. The next verse we're going to get into is a little more just like girls want to have fun in general. But this verse and this chorus, it feels pretty sexual. Or maybe we're just a couple of bro dudes who think everything like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, when you say man shirt, short skirts, like, to me, the implication of that is like, most of the time when a girl wears a dude's shirt, that's because she just got plowed and put it on, when she went. Like, I
feel like a plowing.
Yeah.
And I guess it could just be just like cutting loose at a bar and drinking and that type of stuff too. But like the forget I'm a lady thing, that's clearly like, ladies are certain way ladies are supposed to act, all prim and proper and all that shit. And I'm throwing that out the window to get plowed.
Pull my dick out.
But I would totally buy anyone taking the interpretation of, no, it just means like, we're not allowed to be loud at a bar.
Right. So
and we're going to be. And that ain't got shit to do with y'all. Like, you think it's all about you. It's not about getting laid. It's not about that. It's that we're going to go to a bar, just us, blah, blah, blah.
It has a little bit of we're not going to take it. Like, it's a little bit of like, get away from me. I don't. But it's weird because it's so pro-woman, it's anti-man, but they make references to men. And the song makes references to men in its own way.
It's still the 90s.
Yeah, right.
2 stars over here. It didn't pass the Bechdel test.
I don't even know what that is. What is that test?
It's where two women talk about. It's for movies and television.
Two women have to talk about something that's not a man,
other than a man. Yeah. Or like a problem resulting from a man. Anything man related. Two women talk about anything at all that in no way involves a man, and a massive amount of media do not pass that. Yeah, the vast majority of them do not pass that test. It's so funny, it literally never happens. In like a 2-hour movie, not one time do two women talk about something.
There's never
involve a
two
man.
lady scientists just chopping it up. Yeah. And if it is, it's about how they're both in love with the head male scientist.
Yeah. Or at the best, they got to fix this problem that a man created.
Exactly.
He has a lot of power.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they got their own month, You don't get that shit just like that.
It's true.
You have to earn it.
All right, let's get back to this. The girls need a break. Tonight we're going to take the chance to get out on the town. We don't need romance, see?
By God.
We only want to dance. We're going to let our hair hang down. And then we get back to the same exact chorus. And now I'm arguing the same chorus. Totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men's shirts, short skirts. Really go wild. Do it in style. Get in the action. Feel the attraction. Color my hair. Do what I dare. I want to be free. Feel the way I feel. I feel like a woman. Coupled with this, the girls need a break. Tonight we're going to take the chance to get out in the town. We don't need romance. We only want to dance. We're going to let our hair hang down. Now I'm leaning more towards this ain't got shit to do with a man. That's the whole point.
Yeah. We're dancing with each other because women be doing that.
They love to do that.
Well, and we talk about on here when we have a song like this that's designed to be a pop hit, it is important that you write it for every type of person who could be into it. So you want girls who are tired of their damn man and we're just going out with the girls, and you want whores. You want them all singing it.
Yeah, I'm now starting to think maybe it isn't about being plowed. It's funny, like that's the primary debate the four of us are having about this song.
Yeah.
Like, no, pretty sure she just wants to get plowed. That's what this is mostly about. That's how I've always interpreted it anyway.
Yeah,
I really think it could be about something else. We're like, I don't know. What else would it be about?
I'm going to need plenty of evidence to overturn.
I was like, we're going to get so problematic on this so quickly. But I thought it was going to be about Mutt doing all the actual work. I think I thought that and headed it off. And I was like, well, we got through that pretty good. I think we're doing good. And then like literally the next topic, I was like, yeah, I think it is about her getting plowed.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, is there another verse? Or they just repeat it? No, they just repeat it. So speaking of getting plowed, we plowed through these lyrics, but we have so much to talk about. I don't exactly know where I want to start. We've covered quite a bit of the music video. I think the next thing to get to, I have to talk about this. It's only barely related to the song, but it's so wild and so pop star-esque. I mean, this happened on Oprah, and I didn't know that. I guess I was either too young or just not enough into Oprah stuff in the 2000s.
I bet it was that.
Shania Twain, this launches her. Man, I Feel Like a Woman becomes an anthem. It is in TV shows, commercials, movies. It's covered by huge people. It becomes one of those songs. We all know it. Her and her husband are madly in love. So she thinks. She is on vacation, an extended one, that ends up becoming a place they buy a house in Switzerland. Meets a lady who becomes her best friend and assistant. Now, the lady's not working for her for money because the lady's married to an exec at Nestle. Like, she meets her in a part of Switzerland, like in the Alps, where you can't even be there unless you're the help.
Right.
Unless you or somebody you're very much related to and is paying for the bills, super hits. But the lady's like, I'll become your assistant because I have nothing to do and my husband's busy all the time and we're best friends and blah, blah, blah. At some point, she confides in this lady. I feel like Mutt is being a dog. He's not acting right. He's been distant, et cetera, et cetera. She's like, it's all in your head. You're imagining it. Well, of course, she would say that because this bitch is fucking her husband.
Yep.
She was a pound puppy.
Yes. Now, her name was Anne Marie something.
Nestle.
Wasn't Nestle. She was married to an exec, but not the heiress. Well, that all comes out because Anne Marie's man, Nestle exec, catches him, and as part of like his whole thing, he's like, y'all got to tell Shania. Now, this is a group that hangs out together. I'm not going to say that Mutt, and I think his name was Fred and Mutt, Lord, are buddies, but they they hang out. They're on the slopes together.
One of them shouldn't fuck the other one's wife,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Fred felt. And he told him that.
I bet that is how Fred felt.
Yeah.
And he made his voice known. And he said, y'all got to tell her I will. So they come clean. And they break up. Things are hard. And who in the world could possibly understand what Shania is going through? That she could talk about it with and not be embarrassed. Who lost a friend and a spouse, if not Fred.
Oh, I was going to say Oprah.
They switched husbands.
Nice.
Right. Good for Fred.
Go. Good for you. Hey,
I almost
trade it
said,
up. Trade it up, Fred.
I almost said jokingly when you said that the first two was porking, I was going to be like, well, did Shania at least pork Fred to get back at? Because that's
the
classic move.
That's
yeah,
classic
that's what
move.
you got to
Man,
do.
good
even
for
if you
Fred,
don't,
dude.
even if you ain't into Fred, like you just kind of
you do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that's how that all works. I feel
I think that's what happened, and they turned out to like each other. But because they have to keep up appearances when they go on Oprah, they say things like, "For months we denied it because we thought we were just friends." And it's like, bruh, y'all was in the Alps. First of all, look at y'all. They're both gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fred?
Come on. Fred's hot.
No shit. Fred got that fucking milk chocolate money, and he good looking.
Yeah, he's Swiss, so you know what I mean?
Got a legion of child slaves at his disposal, I assume. Being high up at Nestle, he got Nestle, they one of the worst of corporations. So
they are.
Fred, he's really slinging it.
To be responsible for so many childlike things that bring me joy, that fucking group there, god damn.
Man, his last name is Theobald. I don't know.
Man, I feel like a slave.
All right, I've got him pulled up, and I'll let one of you, probably Trey. Tushar, you know French?
I do.
Wow.
What?
I know French. I know French.
Oh, Corey
said Montana?
That.
No.
Yeah, French Montana. Corey, you know French.
No, but I can read anything.
Say almost anything.
Everybody knows that. I read anything. Put something from me right now. I'll read. I won't read it.
Words.
Yeah. Everybody knows I fucking read.
Yeah. Shania Twain, Frederic.
It's Borat, dude. You're doing Borat. Shania Twain.
But look how cute he is, and he's tall.
Yeah.
Frederic
Theobald.
Good for him.
We nailed it.
What you needed fucking Trey for that? That's what we were fucking getting Trey in here.
You didn't mention that Fred was French. That also adds to it,
Absolutely.
I think he's
world's greatest porkers.
And just has that, but yeah, who knows? It's in his blood.
Trey, do your impression of when he walked in on his wife porking mutt.
Oh no!
Do
not fuck mutt.
Je suis mutt. Yeah, whatever.
Et tu mutt.
Et tu mutt.
It's Latin, I think.
It is.
It's also French. Shut up.
You're right.
How many dogs did you have today? Et tu mutt. Yeah,
it's very close. I probably pronounced it incorrectly, but I'm 99% sure. I took French, got A's in every class. Don't remember much of it. I'm 99% sure, at least on paper, you would say also you mutt that way in French. Now you might pronounce it very different than the Latin phrasing of it. Okay. I put out on the Bubba Shot Twitter, what makes you feel like a woman? Now I wrote, we have some upcoming episodes where this would be relevant, thinking that a lot of people would know that meant we're talking about Shania Twain and remember the song, and it put them in a good mood.
No.
And that it did. We had a lot of very happy or positive, or at the very least,
sarcastic.
Yes, fun answers. We also have a lot of less fun answers, which is their prerogative to not have a little fun. Shania said the best part of being a woman was to have a little fun. Maybe the honest part of being a woman is to not have any fun with your all-male podcast fandom. Can you guys see that? Because I have to
Yes.
stay on it to scroll.
Yeah. Do your thing, baby.
Here's a good one right there at the top.
What makes you feel like a woman?
When I wear my best jean shorts and know my ass looks amazing in them. Period. Also, a guy way younger than me mansplaining bowling. This is one of my favorite ones. It came later in the game, but the way the scroll works on Twitter, it's at the top right now. This is my friend Caitlin, and she is right. The lack of surprise I feel seeing how many men responded to this tweet and smoking pink cigarettes. I'm not sure what pink cigarettes are. That does sound fun. She is correct. A lot of men responded to this tweet. Not like a whole lot, but like quite a few.
Yeah, I mean, I responded to it and said, what makes me feel like a woman is applying my Pond's cold cream twice a day. And I elicited the response of, I bet you do have a deal with them, you fucking endorsement whore, which I thought was, thought was.
You did get treated like a woman. You tried to make a thing happy, and a man insulted you on the internet.
And again, it's funny for us to be like, of course, these men want to chime in on this subject, of this song and and how it makes them feel.
Yeah, but we have we have a whole podcast format that we have to stick with. We're not being reply guys. Anyway, let's get.
Corey
I like
was.
this one. I
definitely was. Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep this happy. When an older woman tells me something nice, when I make a rude man cry, wearing something pretty, when a woman is flirty with me. Taking the bra off at the end of the day, we got that type of thing a lot. A lot of resting my titties on a table. I thought that would hit for you, Corey.
That does hit.
Being underappreciated in my career, walking around my apartment naked while listening to true crime. I think that's a great answer.
That's phenomenal.
Hot flashes and being told to smile. Here's a man talking about woman stuff. This man's making a joke because I think he's a gay man making a joke about being gay. I wanted to find one specifically. This one. This fucking murdered me. Having my life choices constantly questioned by old white men who don't know me. Hey, this old white guy supports you 100%.
Step in, Gary.
That's so funny.
I feel like a papa.
I'm gonna have to question the choice you made in tweeting this here. Cause
Dale Earnhardt there. Huh?
I don't feel that way at all. So I believe you're a little off base there, Missy.
This is pretty great. I'm not familiar with this podcast. Maybe I'm missing the genre. Was this thread meant to be overwhelmingly negative, or is this just Oh, I love it. There was one. This one's great because I don't know if it's meta or not. This is from a man. Having a mediocre man explain something to me I'm an expert at. Is this meta? I asked as Bubba. I'm possibly too high to answer the question, but probably. I don't know if this gentleman, Joey AK, was making a joke, being a mediocre man, explaining something to women about being women, or if he unjokingly was like, I bet this will hit for women.
Yeah. Could go either way on that one.
Yeah. Peeing when I cough. I like that because I remember my mama used to talk about that. Laugh or sneeze. That hit for me just thinking about that. This one is not fun. Having life-threatening infections misdiagnosed as hysteria and watching sex offenders become and remain legislated.
Jesus God. I mean, I hear you.
Now, I did have a friend of mine, Nurse Rosie, say that more succinctly, being gaslit by my doctors. That's got to be a nightmare.
Yeah, that don't hit. The sadness of these responses aside, they're all very true. And being a woman would not. I don't think it hit.
I didn't look into this to see if it was a joke or a trans person saying it. But going back to what we talked about, it hit for me that someone said, what's the best part of it being a woman? Swapping my penis for a vagina. I didn't look into it. I believe that's a trans person.
Hits.
Yep. A lot of mansplain. I thought there was one more I wanted to read, but I can't. Oh, having pants with fake pockets, under boob sweat. Okay, now that's two right there.
Yeah, Amber calls them fockets.
Yeah, dude.
It's a real
Are there
thing.
any are there any Indian tweets? I feel like
there were people talking about
let your women
beat for
tweet.
being a woman.
I'm just kidding.
I think the Indian feeling like a woman would be being forced into a marriage at like 18 to a strange dude.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Woo!
Tell her about it, Drew.
I love Rachel, also known as Harlot. That's her username by choice on Twitter. Great writer, friend of the pod. When I simply wear leggings without drawers and get galded worse than being at a Holiday World on the 4th of July in jean shorts. That's just good writing right there.
There's good writing.
What's Holiday World? Is that a thing that I'm supposed to know?
I don't know.
Is that like a store where they sell holiday stuff?
No, isn't it isn't it some kind of like a water park or theme park or some sort of deal? Or no?
Is that where they went in
Holiday World, theme park, and Splash and Safari? Is
that where they went in one of those vacations?
In Santa Claus,
Indiana.
Yeah. No, that's Wally's World that they go to in vacation. The Moose.
Yeah. Rachel is a huge Dolly fan and referencer. Surprised she didn't say Dollywood. Got to be a reason for it. Trust her as a writer.
Is she from Indiana, around up there?
No,
hell no. She's red as fuck.
She talks like that.
Yeah, boy, she do. She sure as hell do, and I mean that in a good way now. She's probably used Dolly several times in replies, and she didn't want to be redundant because she's a good writer.
Yeah, or she didn't want people questioning her not to know what to wear to Dollywood, so she didn't even want to deal with reply guys telling her what it's like to be a woman in the replies. Well, we went through it quicker than I expected, but I do think it's almost time for a rating, fellers. Unless y'all got other things you want to talk about,
somebody might have a better one than me on this, but I've been thinking about the rap equivalent as I do,
Sure.
and right now I got. I'm sure there's better answers, but you remember None of Your Business by Salt and Pepper?
Yeah, that's a good one.
If I want to take a guy home with me tonight, it's none of your business. If she want to be a freak and sell it on the weekend, none of your business. Yeah. Something I'm sure Cardi B got some shit too. Wet ass pussy. Maybe that slide's in here somewhere.
Yeah, Trina. Whoop, whoop, pull over.
Trina, yeah.
I'm going to say, because I already brought up Missy, that Get Your Freak On, which I'm 99% sure was produced by Timbaland. So that was the comparison I was trying to draw. Mutt and Shania, Timbaland and Missy. I'm going to go with Get Your Freak On. Get Your Freak On.
Yeah.
Ladies, snatch your chick. You don't hear me though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got any of those I think works.
Yeah, that wasn't an argument. This is me just offering other... Because I think, unlike some songs, we got many options here.
Yeah. Ladies, leave your man at home.
We mentioned Beyonce earlier. If you got like single ladies and stuff, but normally, we mostly stuck to just rap as opposed to, I guess that's R&B. Yeah, pop R&B.
With female rappers, usually songs like this lead to, yo, I can suck a good dick more than, like that type of
my
song.
neck, my
back. Very empowering.
Very empowering, but it's not the same as a song. The song is kind of more stepping back one level and more universal, I'd say.
Yeah. But this song is just one level removed from My Neck, My Back.
Yeah. What's that rap song?
But that's why I like Get Your Freak On, because Missy don't really play that.
No.
What, Corey?
It doesn't matter now, but what's the rap song where it's a dude and a girl, and that dude's like, suck on the dick, and she's like, lick on the clit. You know what I mean? suck on the dick.
I think that might be you and Amber just.
Yeah. Every Friday night from the bathroom in the bedroom, they're hammering.
Just yelling that instead of doing any of it.
That's hilarious.
Lick on the clit.
Yeah. I
love you. Yeah, you're right.
That rules. Tushar, is there a Bollywood equivalent?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I didn't really do the research here, but no, there's not much women empowerment over there happening over there.
Well, is it time for a rating then?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3 for me.
That's
this song is transcendent.
Yeah.
It would be like I don't know. You could hate it or whatever if you wanted to. I don't like it, but like it just doesn't matter. I remember my high school girlfriend and her sister, like now they probably get along well. It's definitely one of those things where they were too close in age and they were pretty poor, so they had to share a bedroom way too long, et cetera, et cetera. It seemed like the only time they didn't fight was when this fucking song came on. Mm-hmm. And then instead of hating each other, they hated me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unity. Unity.
Yeah, I mean, dude, 3 gotta be.
It's a 3, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess I meant to ask this. I'm looking over my notes. Do y'all have, I just brought up the one I was going to reference. Do y'all have like a memory, as a teen of this song, whether it's your sister or girlfriend, your mama? I mean, Too Short, you said you heard it. Do you remember?
I heard it on the, I remember I think at one point it was like Casey Kasem's Top 40, another, it was one of those that just came on regularly.
Another tune about a woman getting plowed. Here is, man, I feel like a woman.
Yeah, that.
What about you two?
To me, I can't pinpoint a single memory because it's one of those where like it just feels like it's been there in everything. Like it's just I've definitely more than once, been at a bar when things were kind of dead, and this song immediately had a bone crusher type effect on the women. And if you're at a bar and the women get lively, like that's what's up. Like that's that's the whole game. Because if the women start getting up and dancing, the dudes
they want to get plowed.
They want to get plowed. You know what I mean? That's their prerogative.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I mean, just what Corey said. Nothing's coming to mind just from.
Well, help me make this list. What are the songs that do that to women in a bar? I got Single Ladies.
Redneck Woman. If you're
in the South. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
That's everybody. That's guys and girls.
Okay.
I feel like if you want a white trash woman to get on a table, I'd say Pour Some Sugar on Me. But,
definitely.
Now we're just going through.
And I do.
You're just going through strip club DJ songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying leaning away from the strip club DJ. I'm talking about all the women want to go out on the dance floor, not to strip on a table, but to those are the 4 that I could think of. Am I missing any?
What did you say again? What 4 did you say?
I got Single Ladies by Beyonce. Yeah. I got Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. I had another one, but I forgot what it is.
This may be exclusive to my friend group, but Stilettos by Crime Mob will send my sister and her friends into a goddamn frenzy. And my sister can rap every single word of it and fucking murders it.
I think Cardi B has achieved that. I'm not familiar enough to remember the names of which ones are which, but she has at least one. I think the one with Megan the Stallion. Mm-hmm. I don't remember which one that is. Is that There's Some Hoes in This House? There's Some Hoes in This House. Anyway, that's got to be one of them. I'm just making assumptions now. Andy, what's like a rah-rah women anthem in the vein of Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Single Ladies, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, where girls and women just got to get up and dance? Is there one we're missing?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it counts, but like Fleetwood Mac.
Which one? Stevie Nicks in general, she's saying.
Stevie Nicks in general. Her songs, like Dreams and...
Yeah. I got you.
If you play that, everyone's going to be up.
Okay. Well, Andy answered for all the witches and no one else, but that's real fine. It's okay to represent your group, baby. That's what being a woman's all about, the prerogative to represent your group. All right, I'm going 3. I think everybody said 3. Too Short, did you vote?
I went 3. She's too hot.
God damn it.
I don't know if she's listening.
Come on, she is. I mean,
yeah. You think she's listening, and that's the way to get to her heart, huh? Too Short.
If she made it this far, I don't think she gives
Too
a
Short
fuck
gave
that
her
he
a
said
perfect.
that.
Andy wants to know what you said. Too Short gave her a perfect score and said she's so hot.
Yeah, we're judging her attraction level, right? Not the song or video.
No, Too Short, we're not doing that. No. All right. Well, that's a good one.
Skew.
Bubba Shout the podcast, and that's right. A show about country at its height. Don't expect no shit from 2005.